Our next contestant is a Year 11 student at the Australian Islamic College. Her main interests are reading, current affairs and writing. She's a keen debater and is a peer support leader in the school. She hopes to study medicine and specialise in paediatrics. Sponsored by the Victoria Park Rotary Club and with the topic of the AIDS crisis in Africa, please welcome Raheel Alama.
17 million deaths, 25 million tested positive, and 11 million children orphaned. Yet the world today sits in an embarrassed silence while this epidemic plays itself behind closed doors. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The word not spoken here is AIDS. Silence has fed the AIDS epidemic by perhaps more than any other factors. And while the world turns a blind eye on what could easily be the most horrendous plague in human history, thousands are suffering silently, out of sight and apparently out of our minds. One of the criteria of the four-way test poses the question, is this the truth? Ladies and gentlemen, today, the single most irrefutable truth is that AIDS has become the silent curse of our century. Why? Simply because the world today is still prepared to deny this reality. We are still prepared to deny this truth, and thus far, we have failed to confront this problem. In the Ivory Coast of West Africa, more than 10% of the population are infected. In Nigeria alone, more than 1 in every 20 adults is HIV positive. And life expectancy in more than a dozen African countries will soon be 17 years shorter than most developed nations. The truth, then, is plainly evident. AIDS has unfairly robbed millions of people of their right to life. Despite this apparent tragedy, the world is uncommonly silent whenever this issue is raised. The four-way test refers to fairness. Ladies and gentlemen, do you think that this indifference is fair to all concerned? Certainly not. While the death toll in Africa has swelled at an inconceivable rate, international help, on the contrary, has been inconceivably slow. And this is not because we lack the medications needed to treat this epidemic. Life-extending drugs and therapies are out there, but the costs for getting the right medication is often beyond the reach of ordinary Africans. In many of the African countries, the total per capita healthcare budget, ladies and gentlemen, is less than $10. One of the reasons behind Africa's astonishing healthcare budget is because they are in a huge debt towards the IMF and the World Bank, and thus cannot afford a decent healthcare program. And though it's possible for the IMF and the World Bank to write off third world debt, sadly, nothing has been done. So basically, we are letting a treatable disease mow down the lives of millions of people just because of the cost. The cost, moreover, for life, the very same life that you and I think is priceless. Instead of bleeding them dry of their monetary fundings, ladies and gentlemen, why don't we assist them? Why don't we educate them? Why don't we help them develop themselves? Why invest in their projects, in their developments, in their education, in order to bring about a more realistic, a more affordable healthcare program? Why do we still stand idly about when we can conquer this plague through investment, goodwill, and friendship? As Rotarians, we are all united in our ideal for service. Ladies and gentlemen, today let us unite again under this fellowship of service and offer our friendship and goodwill towards the victims of AIDS in Africa. Think about it. Wouldn't it be great if we could help a mother, a father, an innocent child get a fair chance to live? Wouldn't it be beneficial if we could help return to our brothers and sisters in humanity their dignity which is being denied to them? Wouldn't it be fantastic if we could build friendship and goodwill between ourselves and those who need our friendship the most? Ladies and gentlemen, we can achieve this goal. It's not just a passing thought or a fanciful dream. It can be made into reality. But for it to be possible, we must all be united. We must all be committed. We must all be prepared in applying the principles of the four-way test into our corporate world. Because at the end of the day, the real profit isn't the financial profit. It's in the giving. It's in the gesture of goodwill and friendship. So ladies and gentlemen, just this once, let us take this opportunity to give. An opportunity, moreover, that answers each of the objectives of the four-way test. Because for too long have they suffered silently, and for too long have we watched silently. AIDS may be our silent curse, but ladies and gentlemen, today, just for today, let us not be the silent majority. Thank you.
And in first base, Raheel Alain.
And as well as the cheque and the certificate, she gets the Fred Marsh trophy, and Siobhan is going to relinquish the trophy to her.